Welcome back to Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. Quite unbelievable, the scenes here. The series is over, but somebody forgot to tell them. 40,000 of them, probably breaking the ground record crowd. They're here to salute their champions. The side that nobody thought could win one match. They've won two. And the series, and now they rejoice. Vaughton for PM. Talking of him, he just sauntered past our commentary box. The Prince. They said he was a joke of a coach, but he's now a legend and has pulled off one of the great sporting miracles of the modern era. This is an incredible atmosphere.
Yes, Ray, and I see quite a few of his family holding up those banners there. Nice to see them coming out to the ground tonight to lend their support also. PM, they want him down in Port Macquarie or somewhere, do they? Looks like he's about to run out.
So the coach takes his seat, ironically, in front of the broadcasting box where we expected him to watch it from. Somehow or other, things didn't work out that way. Mark Coy, hero of State of Origin football, waiting for his captain Trevor Gilmeister. Management says 1 minute. They are going to get one heck of a reception here. Here they go. Listen to the reception. They've been to battle and they've come back. They've won them both in Melbourne and Sydney. And now they fight the third one in their own backyard. The Blues still to come out. This is going to be sensational here. I can't believe the atmosphere nor the excitement, given that the series is over. Green and gold jumpers on the line. Carroll thrusts aside the door. Now the Blues. Not the most popular men in town. You know that feeling, Sterlo.
No, and it can act as something that unifies the side. You know that it's really us against them. Brad Fittler, just a young player, but he knows what this big match atmosphere and experience is all about. So he'll be having a few calming words to a couple of the guys who haven't experienced State of Origin at Lang Park before. Wishart, one of those very experienced players in the side, and Chief Harrigan, he knows that his test spot is on the line as well, because both Hearn and Gavin Allen have had outstanding series to this into this game.
You can see the strain on the faces of the New South Welshmen. Stand by for the anthem. To be performed by a group known as Aim for More. David Manson, centre of the ground, flanked by his touch judges. And the Queenslanders and the Blues now asked to come across and face back into the members' stand area. The Ron McAuliffe stand behind them, draping as a reminder of the man that started Origin football back in 1980. They said it wouldn't work.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and well fertile. Our home is girt by sea. Beauty rich and rare, in history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. Enjoy fosterings and let us sing. Advance Australia.
Aim for more. The national anthem subsides in the background, and now we go back to where we were a couple of minutes ago with an expectant Queensland crowd. Nothing will please the Queenslanders more than to win in front of their home crowd, even though they've wrapped up the series, the 14th decided. David Manson blows time on. Queensland left to right. The captain comes back with it. Fittler put down, 15 out from his own line. Sidaris goes across, and Harrigan meets the Queenslanders on the second tackle. The Blues with the first use of the football as Mark Carroll beats the tackle of Gavin Allen, taken by Larson. They go back to the right on the fourth tackle, and this is Fittler again. His second touch of the football on the first set of 6. On the 40-metre line, Sidaris goes back for the kick. Off the boot of Matthew Johns, who wasn't in Melbourne, he was in Sydney. Now, Matt Singh comes back.
A very strong hit there from Steve Menzies and Jim Sidaris, and one of the real weaknesses of the New South Wales support performance in Melbourne was their kicking game. Big responsibility for Matthew Johns at 5'8" tonight in that department.
So Queensland now almost to the halfway line as Tony Hearn is tackled and put away on that point. Sloppy play the ball and has taken the impetus out of the Queensland attack as McGregor makes the tackle. And playing the ball, Wayne Bartram. Well, Hearn was only just onside if he was onside as the ball goes across with an ordinary kick. And now it's David Hall in his first Origin match, tackled 33 metres out from his own line.
Bit of a mix-up there with Queensland in that first set of 6. The last tackle was an ordinary one, that blindside run, and then a mix-up with who was going to do the kicking. Not a great start for the first time they've had the ball.
This is Adam Muir now, just a couple of metres on his own side of the halfway. Sidaris opts to go to the left, and Carroll is met and pulled down just into Queensland's half, and Trevor Gilmeister making that tackle. There's a very big question mark on Gilmeister, just how long he will go in the game. As the Blues go across the park, they put it down. Knock-on has been ordered by Manson. The scrum will go down, and it'll be a Queensland loose head and feed.
Yes, Terry Hill knocking on here after kicking the football. There it is there. Dived on by David Hall. Brad Fittler very involved once again, as he was in Melbourne. Time standing out wide with the centres.
Adrian Lamb now feeding the scrum on the far side of the ground, on the McCall stand side of the ground, and O'Davis is tackled. He knows he's got a very good chance. In fact, he's come into this game probably the favourite to wear the #1 against the New Zealanders on Friday week. Played by Billy Moore near the halfway line. Gilmeister, a short pass away for Tony Hearn, and Hearn is tackled right on the halfway mark. A dummy half is Mark Coyne. He goes across and through Lamb, a long pass, and delivered out even wider towards Danny Moore, and Moore is put away. Terry Hill was up staring him in the face as the ball arrived. Now they come back for Gavin Allen. They're not getting a lot of depth in their attack. The Queensland forwards, they're meeting it fairly flat as it comes back now for Jason Smith, a hero of his 5/8 debut match in Melbourne. Now Brasher is forced down inside his own 20-metre line. David Hall scampers in. I thought to take a dummy half run. He uses Fittler, who uses Wishart, and Wishart will play it now. Centre of the ground, the Blues coming away from their danger zone with Sidaris. He puts it down. He pushed the pass out, and referee Manson said it went back. And this is Paul McGregor, 35 out from his line now. Early seconds of State of Origin 3. We pulled the curtain down on Origin football and going to Test football in just under a fortnight as Carroll plays the ball and Sidaris uses a second man play. They go out for Adam Muir. Muir is tackled on the halfway mark. Centre of the ground. Still no scrums in the match as we wait with a bit of expectation for that point in the game. Matthew Johns puts it high. Coming in from the deep on the run is Robbie O'Davis, and he's tackled just outside the 30-metre point. Matt Singh, one of the youngsters, now takes it back to the 40-metre point for the Queenslanders.
Adam Muir very lucky to get away with a swinging arm on his Newcastle teammate Robbie O'Davis, who's been faultless in these first two games for fullback. Good work there. Wayne Bartram up the middle of the ruck. It's up another 10 metres. New South Wales napping.
Bartram looking for a penalty. It doesn't come, and Lamb serves Hearn, who gives it on for Billy Moore, and Moore strides out to the 30-metre line, pulled down by Fittler. 13 on 13 as they go across for the half to give it wide, and out there is Jason Smith turning it infield. Misunderstanding, a chance for New South Wales. They need a quick play the ball as it's played by Sidaris. It's gone through Fittler onto Tuvey. Tuvey away for Menzies. Menzies is held over there and pulled down by Jason Smith just outside the 40-metre line from Terry Hill. Back for Matthew Johns. Up the centre goes Muir, and Muir is pulled down. No gain in ground. 38 metres away from the Queensland line. No score on the board. Tuvey straight through them and pulled down inside the 20-metre line. Jeff Tuvey playing in his second Origin match. He came on as a reserve in 1990. They go across wide and high, and Fittler tries to step. He's pulled down on the fifth tackle. 12 metres out from the Queensland line. McGregor, he passes, no thought of running. They roll it into the in goal. Matthew Johns, but Matthew Singh is there to receive it, and he's tackled by Tim Brasher and Jeff Tuvey.
It was a very ordinary chase by the New South Wales outside backs. I think they were expecting the ball to go high. Instead, Matthew Johns looking to get it into the in-goal area to maybe force a line dropout. Singh picked up a very difficult ball very easily.
Davis now just outside the 20-metre line as Queensland use their captain to take it out to the 30-metre line, Trevor Gilmeister.
Well, so far the Queensland yardage gain has been very ordinary. We see Gavin Allen there standing very flat onto the ball. He's got a penalty, New South Wales offside, but they are struggling to get yards forward.
First penalty of the game goes to the Queenslanders. And here's what David Manson was looking at. 3 New South Welshmen on a wide blindside, including Terry Hill, offside. And the first penalty of the game goes to the Maroons. It brought a roar from the crowd at the 6.5-minute marker. Bartram finds the line. And the tap now to be taken again by Bartram. And Manson says, put it down and we'll do it again. So now it's Gavin Allen lumbering up to Mark Carroll. He's met there by the big Manly forward and another Manly player, Steve Menzies. As Tony Hearn gets in the queue and takes the second play. He shovels it out the back for Bartram to give. Gavin Allen came up with it. He wasn't expecting it. And he's tackled just outside the 30-metre line. New South Wales end of the park. Over for Adrian Lamb. On for Jason Smith. He looks inside. And then a flick pass from Gilmeister, I think it was. And O'Davis is down. There's a little bit of a jostle up there. Manson comes in quickly.
And it will be Paul Harrigan, the man spoken to from New South Wales. A high shot on Robbie O'Davis. A little flick pass, change of direction from Trevor Gilmeister to his fullback. The big front rower. Being deemed to have taken O'Davis high, 45 metres out in front of the New South Wales posts.
Yeah, this little flick pass from Gilmeister. They read it fairly well. And not too much in it there from the Chief. Really, he's only grabbed his teammate around the, well, just above the shoulders.
Back to 35 metres out, so you would expect Bartram to have a kick. Although he is kicking into a little bit of a breeze. You doubt about him putting this one dead.
Beautiful day in Brisbane. In fact, a lovely day right along the eastern seaboard. Fairly high winds, I suppose, prevailing in Brisbane as they were in Sydney. Not as strong, but this breeze is against Wayne Bartram as he prepares to put first points on the board. The lone scorer of points in Sydney in State of Origin 1. Bartram. If you had said to Wayne Bartram you got a chance of wearing the Australian number 9 jumper 2 months ago, he probably would have looked at you as though you'd been on the drink or something. Harrigan's playing in his 12th Origin tonight as we come to the 9th minute of State of Origin 3. 5 from 8 for Wayne Bartram from the centre of the park. He struck it nicely. It hits the upright and bounces away. But Queensland have come back with the ball. They stayed alert. They got a chance here. Hearn, away he goes to Coyne. Coyne is taken by McGregor and is put down 10 metres out from the line. Queensland with a great opportunity. Only the third tackle. They go over for Gary Larson. Larson is pulled down. That's the 10-metre line, right in the centre of the park. Bartram gives it. Adrian Lamb is with it, and he's put down by Carroll and Sidaris. Now they're 5 out from the line. As we come to the 10th minute, it's with Gavin Allen. Out the back it goes. It's with Billy Moore now, Menzies and Tuvey. They put him away. This is the last. What will Lamb do? Or Jason Smith? It's Jason Smith. He rolls it into the end goal, and it's left to Brasher. He came out of the end goal, cleaned it up. Marvellous performance by Tim Brasher.
It was very well cleaned up by Brasher. I still thought the Queenslanders could have gone left. New South Wales were short on numbers. 3 defenders covering, well, virtually half of the field. It looked like it was a wasted opportunity there for the Maroons.
The Blues now through their big front row forward, Harrigan.
Gilmeister low came up with a bell ringer on Paul Harrigan. Carroll now lines up for some work.
Talking of Trevor Gilmeister, when the stories are written in retrospect, there'll be a great story come from Trevor Gilmeister even being out there tonight. We're told that he spent last night in hospital on a drip. And the ball has been lost as Dallas comes away from it. The bounce of the ball going for Queensland at the moment. They're 40 metres out from the New South Wales line.
I don't think the ball was actually lost there. O'Davis did pass the football. He attracted 2 New South Wales defenders and was hoping that Dallas might find a little bit of space. The defence for both teams is very good at the moment.
This is Gary Larson now, 35 metres out, with Manson waving the Blues back outside the 10. I doubt that they even got 8 metres back from the play of the ball. He's at the moment got a fairly skinny 10 on them as they go down towards the 20-metre line. The Maroons now with Lamb. He had no options. He goes himself. He's inside the 20. Pulled down inside the 10. Adrian Lamb, he scored a try at the MCG. Can he do it here at Suncorp? Jason Smith goes for it and he gets it over the line. Jason Smith, is he going to give it? Yes, it's a try. The first try for Jason Smith, I do believe.
And a pretty ordinary defensive effort from New South Wales. It was the last tackle. Jason Smith caught them napping. Nobody coming up off the line to meet Jason Smith, and he had a full head of steam up. This was the initial break. Adrian Lamb ducking under some tackles. McGregor came up with a try saver. And then they line up. Here comes Smith. Nobody coming out to meet him.
Well, we see this play after that Adrian Lamb break. He did well to hold on to the ball, Lamb. And, of course, a quick play the ball for Smith. Saw the hole and forced his way over.
But on this part of the ground, you've got to rush up. We freeze play there. You can see here, these 2 New South Wales players have got to come up quickly. He's come from back here, Jason Smith. As play continues, there was no way knowing they were ever going to stop his momentum, and that's what took him over the line.
So first points in Origin 3 goes with the Queenslanders, scored by Jason Smith. As Bartram tries to convert from close proximity, he does that. And Queensland, to the joy of the crowd, they lead 6-0 after 12 minutes. Well, that's the start that Queensland dreamt about. That's the one the coach wanted. So Davis throws a long pass over for Larson to take it away. 15 out from their own line, leading 6-0. Welcome back to Suncorp Stadium with Queensland leading 6-0. A try for Jason Smith, converted by Wayne Bartram. And the match 13 minutes old, with Queensland coming away on this set of 6 from the restart from inside their own 20-metre line.
And Steve Roach, I know that Queensland are in front on the scoreboard. It's good ground made again by Bartram, but the front rowers, Hearn and Allen, are struggling a little bit. Allen received some attention, just not getting the go forward that we saw in the first 2 games.
Well, I think Tony Hearn's causing New South Welshmen all sorts of problems, offloading the football, which allows players like Adrian Lamb a bit of room on the fringe of the ruck.
Good work by Brasher. He was taken in a 3-man tackle, but he was still able to offload, and Terry Hill made valuable ground. The Blues are over the halfway line with David Hall. A desperate tackle there by the front row forward, Tony Hearn, brings him down. Fittler goes across now for Harrigan, and Harrigan is put away in a 3-man tackle. 35 metres out from the Queensland line. Sidaris uses Carroll now, and Carroll is tackled just inside that line. Sidaris looks to the right for Tuvey. Tuvey gives it on for Johns, and then around the back for McGregor. McGregor flick passes to his other centre. Back it comes for Johns, and Matthew Johns standing on the 20-metre line looking for support. It wasn't forthcoming. 5 tackles gone for the Blues. Tuvey now on for Fittler. Fittler runs across, then throws the pass desperately. Brasher puts it in the air. Now a chance for New South Wales. They go up. It seemed to come off the hands of Brasher. It'll be a knock-on and a turnover, being on the last tackle.
A bit of a mix-up there for the Blues. Brad Fittler was trying to get a short pass away, had to turn it inside, and Brasher with that desperation bomb, chasing himself. Menzies did well to get up as well, but there it is. I think Brasher must have got a hand on it. The referees ruled that.
Just going back to that play where Brad Fittler had to throw the ball back inside. If Adam Muir could have run into that gap just on the outside there, they'd created an overlap. Just a lack of communication there as Gary Larson settles things down for his side. He's at 25 out. 3rd tackle. Adrian Lamb now picks up Tony Hearn on the fringe of the ruck.
Billy Moore almost creating an obstruction there and bringing a penalty against his side. But this is the last tackle as they work on the blind side, and Jason Smith puts the ball down. It rolls close to the sideline. Off his 20-metre line comes Rod Wishart, and the defence of Dallas and Coyne with Jason Smith combined to put him away. Played by Rod Wishart, his Illawarra teammate, a dummy half, and now David Hall, who's already had a high involvement in his first Origin match. Now the captain, Brad Fittler, again. He's had the football in his hands on many occasions so far. He's appealing for a penalty from referee Manson as he eventually plays it. Muir can't handle, and again Manson says knock backwards, play on. Centre of the ground, David Hall, he plays it, and now Tuvey across for Johns and back inside for McGregor, away from Larson, looks for an opening, then he looks for support. Again, it's too late in coming. A quick play the ball. Sidaris, his pass is a shocker. Taken in by Matthew Johns. He rolls it along the ground, picks it up. There's a chance here. Terry Hill gets it away for David Hall. Hall, he throws it in to no man's land, but it's a penalty, is it?
Yes, offside Queensland. It came off one of the Queensland defenders into the arms of Matt Singh in an offside position. Matthew Johns, great work, but I thought he passed a little bit too early to Terry Hill. The crowd don't like it, but it was good scrambling defence from the Maroons. The Blues taking the quick tap.
Cross for Fittler, now for Tuvey. The 10-metre line is in front of them. McGregor crosses that line. He's pulled down. Mark Coyne, the chief tackler, and the ball has come loose. McGregor is having an unhappy series.
Well, first tackle mistake from Paul McGregor, and the Maroons are on the ropes. Must be as he hits the ground here, it comes loose. We're unsighted, but the Queensland players, Jason Smith yelling to the referee, he spotted it.
I suppose he was yelling out that Mark Coyne break the ball out by any chance.
.5 minutes of the first half gone. 6-0 in favour of Queensland. A try by Jason Smith, converted by Bartram, and the Queenslanders have picked up where they left off in Melbourne. They're playing confidently. even more confidently than they did in Melbourne.
Well, that was great work just there. You talk about confidence. They've strung together 6 passes in their own 20-metre area, and each player they passed it to was in a better position. Fortunately for New South Wales, they came up with some good defence out wide, but a great show of confidence by the Queensland side.
Heavy defence there by Sidaris on Bartram, equally heavy on Larson as he's piled into the ground again by Sidaris, working with Adam Muir. They go across for the clearing kick off the boot of Adrian Lamb. Brasher's on his own 20-metre line as we go to the high shot, and he comes outside the 30-metre line. Dallas and Coyne strong in defence on the right side of the ground. Fittler goes back and then steps off the right foot. No gaps for Brad Fittler. Plays it now. Tuvey is with it. He runs towards the line. Also looking for a gap that presents itself. Tuvey's made a 40-metre run. It ends just outside the 20-metre line. His second clean break in the game, Jeff Tuvey. Now with Matthew Johns. He gives it inside. It's Muir who flicks it out the back, and it's dived on by New South Wales, touched in flight. So 6 more tackles as Hill plays the ball. Sidaris uses Carroll. Carroll lumbers towards them. 12 metres out from the uprights. Carroll to play it. The choice of either side. It's with John. He runs across, and then Menzies comes back infield. Menzies. Queensland denying him a try yet again. Sidaris is there. They go across, and he combines with Harrigan. Harrigan put down. Menzies is a dummy half. He wants a quick play the ball. On to John. Out to Fittler. Fittler. Inside it comes for Brasher. Brasher looking for the line, but pulled down 5 metres out by Jason Smith. 5 tackles gone. The Queensland defence has been good. Fittler away from McGregor. McGregor, he can see the line. He gets it over. Did he get it down? The in-goal judge will make the decision. Held up in goal. Well, how many times are they going to be denied a try?
Some fantastic defence there from the Queenslanders. In the dressing room before the game, they were talking about covering from the inside, and they've done it magnificently for that set of 6. They almost let Paul McGregor slip over here, though. And what about that? The knee, Matthew Singh, he's done it a couple of times in the series. No try.
He's a fair dinkum Houdini, this Matthew Singh.
Tremendous football from both teams. Good attack from New South Wales, and again, it's been repelled by the Maroons. Danny Moore featured prominently in that tackle as well.
Billy Moore now, just outside the 20-metre line. So Queensland have been under extreme pressure for the last 5 minutes or so, and now they desperately try to get it down into a safe zone. And Lamb worked with Gilmeister. Gilmeister squashed under the tackle of Carroll.
That ruling, can you just explain that one, Ray? I would have thought it would have been a scrum coming out, but it was they brought it out 10 metres for the Queensland team to play the football. As that kick will fine touch.
You're quite right. In fact, I would have thought that it was a 10-metre scrum with New South Wales loose head and feet.
If it's a last tackle on a turnover.
But he's over the line.
Was it the last tackle?
I'm just getting out the rule book. Hang on.
30-metre line, that's where we're at. New South Wales end of the park.
And that's just what Queensland wanted, a kick to fine touch there, just to get some petrol back into the tank again. They've used up plenty down the other end of the field. Tuvey now feeds the scrum, and David Hall gets involved. It's a pretty good game in his first match in the blue jersey. A lot of involvement from the wing.
Tuvey has had an exciting start, and here's the Blues throwing the ball about. Brasher is with it, and then he's put into the ground by Mark Coyne. The Blues now, they've got plenty of personnel in the back line. Harrigan straightens the attack. Tackled 38 metres out from the Maroons line. Over they go now for Fittler. He's got players around him, and they're all in motion. This is Adam Muir, and they're 25 out. Sidaris, he gets inside the 20-metre line. It's been knocked down by Queensland, so New South Wales will have the feed and the loose head, and they'll get 6 more shots at them. Gus Gould sitting next to manager Jeff Carr, high in the stands here at the new Suncorp. Now Mark Coyne is coming from the ground. It's just about to say a blood bin. In fact, I'm sure it is.
Young Ben Ikin coming into the game at a crucial stage as the blood is wiped away from Mark Coyne. So too Mark Home coming on for Gavin Allen. A couple of changes made by Paul Vaughton. This will be a real big test for the Maroons' defence here. They've done a lot lately. And New South Wales have been able to string together a couple of sets of 6.
Scrum won by the Blues. Tuvey using Matthew Johns, and Johns will play the ball 10 metres away from the Maroons line. Tuvey goes across, Fittler is with it, and the pass beautifully directed to Menzies. Menzies a couple of metres out from the line. Menzies plays it on the far side. It's with Muir now, and Adam Muir is still 2 metres out from the line. Can Queensland hold them out again? Out comes the pass through Tuvey and Johns to McGregor. McGregor, now here's a try. Brasher gets over the line, and it has been awarded. New South Wales score. Brasher goes limping away.
Tremendous pass from Paul McGregor. He has been a handful, made a couple of mistakes, but this was great work here by the New South Wales backs. Beautiful ball here, strong push there by McGregor on young Eichen, and Timmy Brasher, who's been sniffing around all night for a try, gets the first for the Blues.
Paul McGregor has been, fair to say, he's been struggling in the series, but a great ball around the corner. Tim Brasher has pulled up sore after that. He's hobbling back with a right leg injury.
And just have a look where Tim Brasher comes from, as the cutout pass behind Brad Fittler got the ball out wide very quickly. As we freeze play there, you can see McGregor going to his man. Timmy Brasher's got to come all the way around here, so he's done a good job to cover ground. Dallas staying out wide, had to go in when the tackle was missed on the inside. Brasher scores out wide, and he had Wishart in support as well.
Tim Brasher, of course, coming back from scoring the try there, but I guess he would give that try up gladly to have the one given to him in Melbourne that was denied in the final seconds of that sensational encounter in Melbourne. Wishart now from near the sideline. He's got it away. That's a beaut kick. Wishart converts from the sideline. 6 points all in Origin 3. Back for the restarts. Robbie O'Davis at 6 points all. Carroll, New South Wales player that brings it back to the 20-metre line. 25th minute as we welcome you back on the Nine Network. Our coverage of State of Origin 3 from Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane. 6 points all as Muir makes a great run and then succumbs to the tackle close to the halfway line. Muir's having a great game in the second row for the Blues as Fittler uses Tuvey. Tuvey put down heavily over the top by Tony Hearn. And that hurt the number 7, and Menzies, on behalf of his Manly captain, he didn't like it. The touch judge has gone in.
It was a pretty good swinging arm from Tony Hearn that obviously connected with Jeff Tuvey, one of the toughest players in the competition. He doesn't stay down unless he has copped a pretty good whack. Tony Hearn, the front rower, called out. Careless bit of play, really. Will cost his side a penalty. You see the big swinging arm there. Well, in fact, he probably hurt his head just as much with the impact of hitting the ground.
David Manson has given the penalty. Jeff Tuvey nursing a headache at the moment. Jeff knows that he's got 80 minutes to impress selectors, and the green and gold jumper will more than likely be his. As Wishart comes across the ground and then tries to straighten off the right foot. He's just inside the 20-metre line. Sidaris works a second man play for Carroll, and Carroll is met by Gilmeister. His performance already, given his problems, is quite incredible. Now Tuvey comes around the back, a set play, and Johns works with Terry Hill. Hill was put down. That's the 10-metre line underneath him. Menzies is his dummy half. Now for Matthew Johns, now for Adam Muir, and Muir turns his back on them and tries to get a pass away, but it was good defence by Gary Larson. Now from Sidaris, on for Johns. Johns, he puts on the step. Very elusive. And he's pulled down 2 metres out on 5. Sidaris back for Tuvey. Oh, Brasher didn't realise that he was to be the ball receiver. A try was on.
It would have been try number 2 for New South Wales and for Tim Brasher. Last tackle, Tuvey wanting to run the football. Brasher expecting the kick, just overread the situation. And Queensland led off once again as Dallas gets out of dummy half. A very good run, but strongly hit by Steve Menzies.
Dallas there, 28 out from his own line. Hearn off a flat run taken by Menzies. Oh, Carroll, let's go with 3 right hands. Hearn retaliates. They come in from all over the park, and now it has broken out in 2 areas.
And that was a very, very nasty start to that incident. I think Tony Hearn's thrown the headbutt. And Mark Carroll has reacted as you would. This is going to be a very interesting report here. Mark Carroll is livid, and if it is a headbutt, he's got to go.
The brave referee that sends a Queenslander off at Suncorp.
Well, he's got both linesmen on there. They would have seen something. Mark Carroll, a little bit of blood there. Certainly got a few on Tony Hearn.
Unfortunately, it didn't escalate into what we saw in Melbourne. There's not going on with it, but as I say, it was a nasty incident. I just saw it very quickly, but it did appear as though a headbutt was the catalyst. And it will be Tony Hearn on report for the use of the head. So he's a very, very lucky man.
All right, let's have a look at it. Here it is, and dead set.
Oh, he's off. He's had to go.
Well, in Winfield Cup, he's off. There's no doubt about it. And it has been spoken about many times by club coaches wanting to know why there's 2 sets of rules. But Tony Hearn on a Friday night or a Sunday, he's heading for the showers. He's up here with us.
Well, those coaches have just been given more ammunition for that belief. And, well, hang on. I find this hard to believe. The penalty has gone to Queensland. And I just can't fathom that, Badge.
Well, maybe the referee's warned him for using his head to repel a few Mark Carroll punches.
Well, maybe he thought Mark Carroll threw his head at Tony Hearn's head. That's an incredible decision by David Manson. Gilmeister there. The ball goes to ground. It's back with the Queenslanders, though. I thought one of the New South Walesmen got a touch on it. Played, and it's Bartram giving it off. Lamb across, and now Jason Smith. Hasn't he taken the 5'8", this man? He blossomed on the Kangaroo Tour. But what he's done in the number 6 jumper is just a further indication of his vast versatility. 6 points all, half an hour gone. They're 30 metres out. They're in the centre. Lamb on now for Smith, and then a short ball for Danny Moore. He gets away from Matthew Johns. Little man on big man, and the little man tried to take him high. 30 metres away now on the 5th tackle. Was there a knock on by O'Davis at dummy half? The ball in the air. Manson was checking the 10 metres, and it's Brasher who's tackled on the 20-metre line.
Well, a great jump there by Tim Brasher, but equally good the protection that he got from Steve Menzies. Brasher was given plenty of time. Menzies got in the way of a couple of Queensland chasers. He got a clear catch at the ball.
Harrigan now. Pulled down again by Jason Smith, and also there was Danny Moore. Sidaris looking left and right. He goes to the blind side and picks up Terry Hill. Terry is commanding a lot of attention these days. I guess that's a vote of approval from the opposition as to their regard for him. Sidaris spears it back for Brasher, able to run about 10 metres and then kick. So there was no pressure from the markers on the kicker. As O'Davis comes back, McGregor and Menzies combine. And O'Davis plays it on the 20-metre line. Dallas comes on the blind side.
He's made some good meters, Dallas, early in the tackle count when they've been under pressure. The fullback battle is absorbing at the moment. Robbie O'Davis in front after the first 2 games. Tim Brasher's having a wow of a game out there tonight, despite that drop ball at the other end of the field. Really looking to get involved, and again, O'Davis has done nothing wrong in a very polished performance.
The Queenslanders with Mark Hone now, and O'Davis throws a pass that he might regret. McGregor away for Tuvey. O'Davis knew the mistake he'd made. He got involved in the defence. Sidaris runs away from the play the ball area. The penalty goes to the Blues. Brasher keen to take a quick penalty.
You give a bloke a rap and straight away he comes up with a mistake, and Robbie O'Davis handed possession across very cheaply. New South Wales opting to kick for goal here, 30 metres out, 10 metres to the sides of the posts. So a good opportunity here for Rod Wishart to put his side in front, and they've had a lot of possession in the middle part of this first half.
Here was his little play. O'Davis gets the ball off Hone and tried to slip a miracle ball over his shoulder. McGregor, and this is where the penalty came from. A quick play the ball from Tuvey. He had the attention of O'Davis, and the Queenslanders, well, they just couldn't get back in time. Gary Larson it was, offside. Jason Smith was up there as well.
Rod Wishart has not been kicking well. His conversion of the try here tonight might be a sign that he's coming back. He hits this one and he's pushed it across the face. And O'Davis, it's gone off him over the dead ball line.
Well, I have put the mock on him. He's just given away 20 metres, just pushing that kick, Rod Wishart. O'Davis did the right thing, trying to keep the ball in play, but came up with the mistake. So another set of 6 here. They're going to have to dig deep. Not long out from half-time, and this is a key part of the game.
So O'Davis has the line drop out from his own goal line instead of from the 20-metre line. That's what the mistake really added up to. And now it's Muir on the 30-metre line inside Queensland's territory. Here's Big Carroll. He's taking some stopping, and Tony Hearn made that tackle. Sidaris goes across, and then it's Tuvey combining now with Fittler, and now it's Brasher, looks for his second. Oh, the pass, it's out for Wishart, it's play on, and Wishart, he goes around and scores. It came off the shoulder of McGregor, it went backwards according to Manson, and Wishart gets the try.
Well, they've had a little bit of luck there, the pass going astray, but going to the right man in Wishart. But a very, very good build-up here. A few changes in play direction there. Brad Fittler coming up. He was going to put the step on there, and that fooled him. That forced Jason Smith to come in and open the gap for Tim Brasher. The pass to McGregor was ill-directed. Rod Wishart was back onside, got the bouncing ball, and then improved the position.
Yes, it was some good ball movement there. This Jeff Tuvey, he's playing some good football here. Brad Fittler standing up Gilmeister. Mark Coyne a little bit late to react to Tim Brasher hitting the hole. And Wishart, well, he just had too much pace to get around Brett Dallas, and he bettered the position. He's the goal kicker. He wants to get it closer to the post.
And the little move from Brad Fittler was the big play here. Going to the right-hand side, New South Wales bring it back. Now you'll see Fittler put a move on Trevor Gilmeister there. And if we freeze it, the fact that he's beaten Jason Smith has had to come in, so he's committed 2 players. That puts Coyne in all sorts of trouble out here, and Brasher runs into the hole. Coyne misses the tackle. Could have scored himself almost, but well, O'Davis came up with a fine tackle. Rod Wishart back onside, and then takes it 10 metres closer to the post.
So Wishart now is only 12 metres in from the sideline. Just inside the 20-metre line, that's what he's got. And his kick, he's hooked it badly. That's pretty much the way he's been kicking, though. That will come as no surprise to Rod Wishart. Prolific point scorer on the Kangaroo Tour. The try again, and there where Gilmeister couldn't come up and make the tackle on Fittler, it was presented for New South Wales when Jason Smith had to go in and make the tackle. Wishart gets the try. Rod Wishart has scored now his 3rd Origin try. Playing in his 15th Origin match tonight. We're back on the 10-metre line with the New South Wales side. 3 minutes of the first half remaining, and Brad Fittler unloads. He might regret that. New South Wales have got it, but there's got to be a knock on there. And Manson will put a scrum down. Adam Muir says, "You're joking."
And so is Phil Gould in the stand. Ridiculous play with under 3 minutes to go. Fittler should have just been looking to calm things down, but he's tried to get a pass away. Terry Hill standing flat-footed. They've now got a scrum 10 metres out, 2 minutes from half-time, and a great chance for the Maroons to put on their second try.
Adrian Lander works the scrum and he goes to the blind and looks for, that's his fullback. O'Davis. I thought he was looking for the lock forward, but they've gone across on the half volley. Lamb, he gave a pass to a player in a terrible position. It was Gilmeister. Jason Smith cleans up. It's back with Robbie O'Davis, and he goes back to be tackled on the 30-metre line.
But what was Jim Sedaris doing, towing the football through? Why wouldn't he have dived on it? And also, I didn't see any great advantage there, so...
Here's Smith now, kicking ahead. Dallas is going after it fast. Brasher shadows it. He has to force it. It'll be a line dropout, very close to the break. But Queensland will come back and probably have a full set of 6 in the time that remains, 1.5 minutes.
Well, it turned out to be a fairly good play by Jason Smith. It sat up beautifully in the end goal. Brasher had to make a play at it. Dallas is a good chase, 6 more tackles.
Here's the line dropout now, coming down short, and Mark Hone did well. He's tackled and put away by Fittler and Harrigan just outside the 20-metre line. 1.25 minutes remaining as Lamb turns it in for Billy Moore. Moore in the centre of the park. He plays it back for Wayne Bartram. Manson tells the marker to get away. Larson looks inside. He's tackled on the 10-metre line. Now Lamb, he wants it. He's got players outside him. Hone is there, Smith is there. Then Coyne, now Danny Moore! Danny Moore! He's in! He's in for another Queensland try! Well, that all goes back to Brad Fittler passing under pressure when there was no need to.
And what about the play the Queenslanders have put on? A set piece going through the hands here. The ball out to Mark Hone. He turns the ball back to Smith. Short ball. And Rod Wishart has stayed out maybe a little bit too long. You really can't blame him, I suppose, but well, Danny Moore running into a big hole and stepping inside Brasher with ease.
It was just a perfectly executed move that created numbers out wide, involving the backs and the forwards. Beautiful hands, a very ordinary attempted tackle there by Tim Brasher on Danny Moore, who comes in to put his side. Well, they'll be in front after this conversion. A very happy Paul Vaughton doing the shimmy there, which isn't that attractive.
Neither is Paul Vaughton, really. Oh, what do we do to deserve him sitting right in front of our commentary box?
Well, that's got to give him great joy as a coach, because they'd have worked on that at training, and it's just unfolded perfectly.
Bartram converts. The crowd here just loving it. 40 minutes gone. 2 tries apiece. Queensland by 12-10. Welcome back to Suncorp Stadium as players come out now for the second half. Queensland leading by 2. 12 points to 10. 4 tries. And the Queenslanders in front of their home crowd doing exactly what they wanted them to do. Most exciting first half, some outstanding performances. Of course, mixed in with as the Blues go into a huddle. Mixed in, I was about to say, with the errors that just have to be part and parcel of high-pressure football. And there is no higher pressure in rugby league than in State of Origin. New South Wales now leaving the rooms.
Well, there's a couple of big plays from New South Wales right at the death there that went against them. They'll be extremely disappointed that Brad Fittler threw the football, and even more so that Jim Sedaris a couple of rucks later kicked the ball through when he had to dive on it. That gave the Queensland side a chance right on half-time to score the try, which they did, a converted try to put them in front. Really uncharacteristic errors from experienced players at their own end of the field.
Brad Fittler, a busy game from the captain, and almost certainly will have that jumper for that test match on Friday week, which we'll have the telecast of from here. As David Manson blows time on, the second half is underway of State of Origin 3. And Gary Larson, a long pass that could have been described as dangerous. And the ball does go loose. New South Wales, did they knock on in return? Muir plays it. And now Sidaris gets it back for Brasher. Brasher is 15 metres out from the line. That's how close they are. Sidaris uses Carroll now as a second man. Carroll to play it. Sidaris keeps going to the left. Johns dummies inside before going out for Menzies. And Menzies is put down by Lamb. Coyne with the bandage around the head in the second half. Now it's Matthew Johns. And Larson latches onto him. Coyne goes in to assist in the tackle. New South Wales with unexpected possession. Long pass by Sidaris. Fittler's in for Muir, and Muir goes in to score a ridiculously easy try.
And a try that came from the Queensland mistake once again. Billy Moore losing the football, carrying it one hand after that, throwing a couple of passes from the kick-off, and then a couple of rucks later, New South Wales able to score. Billy Moore had no reason to try and get his hands free because the support was a long way away. But again, Brad Fittler featuring very strongly. The good ball back inside to Adam Muir. Trevor Gilmeister again caught out in defence. A great start to the Blues second half.
Well, this step inside from Brad Fittler. He draws Billy Moore. Muir, he has played very well, backing up on the inside. And all that Queensland lead, it's gone so quickly.
You can see on the inside Trevor Gilmeister just struggling to get across there. It wasn't a particularly good pass from Sidaris, but it worked as we freeze play there. You can see Trevor Gilmeister coming across a little bit late, the gap up the middle for Muir, who had the strength to go through it, and then had the ability to beat Robbie O'Davis and scramble over under the posts.
So, New South Wales grabbing the lead now, and the further 2 points is there. Rod Wishart converts the try of Adam Muir. 16 points to 12, 2 minutes gone in the second half. And how the fortunes can fluctuate. That's about the last thing that Paul Vaughton was hoping for. A mistake in the opening seconds that would see New South Wales strike back. Are you down there, Paul? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Ravs, it's a very ordinary start to the second half for us. A loose ball in the first tackle. But the players, I thought we, in the first half, we just didn't control the football, and it continued in the second half there with that first mistake. So it's not good.
You went in at half-time with the lead. What did you say to the players?
I was happy with their commitment. I thought defensively we let ourselves down when they switched the ball to the other side of the ruck. You know, the players weren't coming up in a straight line, so we're looking to correct that. We're looking to get a bit more positive play with the football. We're just not doing anything with it. We're not working to our patterns of play that we want to. So if we can control the football, I thought we could win the game. But we're sort of behind the 8 ball now.
How's your captain?
He's struggling. I expect a good 15 or 20 out of him, and then he might be off for a rest.
All right, we'll leave you alone. Thanks for talking to us.
Champion.
There he is, the champion. With Adam Muir now to play the ball 40 metres away from the Maroons line, and New South Wales on the rampage at the moment with Fittler buoyed on by that try that came unexpectedly. Sidaris shrugs away from a tackle and then tries to put a little sprint together. Tuvi's there, he can't take it in even though he was held out of it.
He's just trying too hard, Jim Sidaris, trying to create something out of nothing. Knows that he's under a lot of pressure from Wayne Bartram. These kind of balls just aren't on because Jeff Tuvey was never in a better position to take that football. Mark Coyne was all over him.
Well, Jeff Tuvey also yelling there at the ref that he was held back from retrieving that ball.
Well, he certainly was. Now Queensland almost out to the 30-metre line. Just harking back to that try that came for Adam Muir, I still believe when Billy Moore lost the ball and Adam Muir dived on it, he also knocked on. And from there should have been a scrum. And of course it would have been a New South Wales loose head and feed, but Queensland's defensive line would have had time to get set. Now it's Danny Moore, one of the try scorers, playing it just outside the 20-metre line. Gary Larson. Larson flicks it out the back. I don't know whether this is the part of the field to be doing that, but I suppose when you got the series wrapped up, it mightn't matter that much.
Brett Dallas will be heading back to his wing quick smart after that.
Here's Adrian Lamb trying to make an incision through the New South Wales defensive line. 5 tackles gone now. O'Davis across, a bad pass. Jason Smith doesn't need that. Now he kicks high, and Danny Moore from an onside position. Oh, Brasher. He went up with Danny Moore. Wishart comes away. He's into open space, and Lamb pulls him down.
Got to get themselves together here, the Maroons. They are struggling. Great take from Brasher. No problems in the tackle at all as Matthew Johns takes it 35 metres out. They're in disarray at the moment, the Queensland side. They've got to get their defence set.
Sedaris turning it back. And this is Harrigan. Harrigan 25 metres away from the Queensland line. A sloppy play the ball. Tuvey on for Johns. Johns to McGregor. McGregor pulled down and tackled by Jason Smith on the 20-metre line. Wishart a dummy half. Matthew Johns to the air. And there it is as Queensland get underneath it with O'Davis, and he's equal to it. Crowd applauding Robbie O'Davis. Both fullbacks tonight have had sensational games. Robbie O'Davis, a couple of mistakes crept into his game late in the first half, but his credits far outweigh the debits. 16-12, the Blues in front, 46 and a half gone. And this is Tony Hearn. Johns, one of the tackles. Carroll, the other. Adrian Lamb comes away from dummy half, gains 10 metres, loses the ball. Penalty goes to Queensland.
Good work from Adrian Lamb, and that was late in the tackle count from New South Wales, so it's a penalty that really hurts. That's the kind of play that Queensland need. Get the nippy players into dummy half, get out of there, grab 10, 15 metres and get a bit of a roll on. That's a penalty, all right. Harrigan not needed in the tackle. Queensland now a found touch right on the halfway line. Cut out pass to Adrian Lamb.
It'd be fair to say Paul Harrigan's been quiet this game. I think he's still got some work to do. He's going to get that test jumper at the end of the week.
Just looking at the work of the forwards, this man Gary Larson again, 29 tackles and 11 hit-ups.
Player of the series, Ray, should be the first player chosen in the test side.
I agree with that. Bartram comes across for Jason Smith to go back to the second man for Lamb, and Lamb puts a little scurry through there, and Harrigan has to stretch to make the tackle. Just on the 40-metre line, Billy Moore on now for Jason Smith. He's all over the place, Jason. He comes down with the football. Another of his skills. He's very adept at every part of the rugby league manual. And now Bartram appeals for a penalty. Sedaris is with it, though, and he'll be made to play the ball just out from his own line. Took a smack on the cheek. David Hall, pulled down by Rob O'Davis. Gilmeister gets to front marker, indicating that he is feeling the strain. A show of guts by Trevor Gilmeister even being here. Fittler, just inside the 20-metre line, 16-12, New South Wales in front. This is Adam Muir, try scorer, 2 minutes into the second half. Last tackle, the kick coming now. Johns. Charged down by Adrian Lamb. A bounce will go nicely for the Maroons, but it comes down for Fittler. Fittler, not held by Danny Moore, not held by Bartram, uses Brasher. Brasher almost to the halfway line. Played back as we come to the 49th minute. Sedaris on for Tuvey. Tuvey stutters and then goes across the halfway line. Moore and Hone stretching to make the tackle. Sedaris comes back to the right and finds Paul McGregor. McGregor wrapped up by Gilmeister. They come right again for Johns to go on, and Carroll thunders up the centre. The Queenslanders, they really are on their heels at the moment as they backpedal, and Sedaris crosses the 20-metre line. The ball goes away. It was knocked down by a Maroon hand. It's through Barnhill to McGregor. McGregor's pass, and he can't accept it, Wishart. It's with Coyne, and Coyne is tackled on his own 20-metre line. O'Davis comes away, outside the 30. Oh, good tackle by Sedaris. Plays the ball, and now it's with Jason Smith, and he runs into a yawning gap. Oh, shot the goat! Dallas is away! Look at him go! Another try for the red-headed flyer. Oh, Brett Dallas, he made his debut here, and it wasn't a happy one. But I'll tell you what, that'll make up for it. 16 all in front of 40,000 Queenslanders.
Well, we talked about Gary Larson being the man of the match, perhaps the man of the series, but this guy's the game breaker for Queensland. Once again, Jason Smith, he did it in Melbourne. Goes through a yawning hole there, and just, he must have had a good call from Dallas, popped the ball back up on the inside, and they wouldn't catch him.
You can put Jason Smith in any football jersey on the field and he will be excellent. Straight through the gap, and when you get into open spaces, the person you want to find on your inside with a clear run is Brett Dallas, the fastest man on the field. Finished the try off the MCG in style, and this one will put his side in front once again. So fluctuations galore here.
Well, Peter, if Gary Larson is the first chosen, Jason Smith must be the second chosen.
I think you'll find that Jason Smith will be pushed into the forward pack for the Test series, Ray.
So the conversion is a simple one for Bartram. This'll put him in front, and it does. 18-16, the Maroons. Rod Wishart back for the restart. Kick is a long one from Wishart. Just grabbing now for the record books for the other clean sweeps in Origin. 3 times it's happened in the 16 years. 86 for New South Wales, 88-89 for Queensland. New South Wales looking down the barrel. 18-16 the Queenslanders with Mark Hone. Just going through that statistic, 3 times there's been a clean sweep. Queensland looking as though they can be the 4th side to do it in 16 years. Phil Gould has joined us. Gus, thanks for your time. A great start to the second half, but we've let it out again.
Yeah, well, it's been a great game, hasn't it? That's not going to mean much if we can't get the money, but we're sort of inviting them back into it with a few mistakes again, as in the first couple of games, missed opportunities, and you know, we really look good with the football at their end of the field. I think if we can spend some time up there, we can run a couple in.
Jason Smith in the number 6 for Queensland. It doesn't surprise you that he's been one of their stars, I'm sure.
No, he's playing outstanding football, Ray. He's dangerous every time he handles it. I think the halfback's playing particularly well too. Adrian Lamb, he's giving us lots of trouble around the edges of the ruck. You know, it's a great game of football. You know, we desperately need to win this. We're trying real hard. I just thought that we had their measure in the first half and invited them back in with a couple of mistakes. You know, they're playing with plenty of spirit, both sides.
Well, I don't think I've had the chance to talk to 2 State of Origin coaches in a telecast before. Thank you to both of you. Gus Gould, I'll let you get back to what you do best. It's 20-metre line for Queensland now, with Matt Singh playing the ball. And now, coming away with it is, that's Cook, I think, Terry Cook, yes it is. On the 30-metre line, we're set for a ring-dinger of a finish here, Gary Pilcher.
Well, a big blow there for Queensland. Jason Smith coming off. Ben Ikin, he's back on the field. He only saw a few minutes in that first half. Jason Smith with his right upper leg bandaged. For Queensland's sake, I hope he can get back on the field.
This is Billy Moore now, right in the centre of the park. 5 tackles gone. Jason Smith is out of the game at the moment, and Adrian Lamb takes on new responsibilities. Brasher comes back with it. The ball zeroed in like a magnet to Brasher. Brasher, look at this run by Brasher. Big run, 41 out from the Queensland line now. And now McGregor, he passes for Fittler. Fittler, well, he's looking for runners. They can't find runners. Now Muir, he gets the ball out the back. They're passing but not going anywhere. Menzies is tackled now.
Problem for New South Wales is Brad Fittler is 1 or 2 plays ahead of his teammates. A penalty here, they'll be tempted to kick for goal. Grabbing in defence, Sedaris comes up, but I think the cool head will prevail, and it does through Fittler. He's going to kick for touch. They're going all out here, and another replacement made. David Fairley coming on for Adam Muir.
That doesn't come as a surprise. Players now dragging themselves to get somewhere near the football. Fresh men coming into the game. Barnhill is slammed down. Heavy tackle by the number 15, Cook. New South Wales 15 out from the line. Fittler inside, and here's going to ground David Fairley. Fairley, 9 metres out, centre of the park. Bad play the ball. John's on for Toby. Toby, he gets it away. McGregor, the ball goes away. It's with David Hall. Hall, he's put down inches from the line. Oh, what a thriller here at Suncorp as Sedaris puts the kick in, and it goes dead in goal.
And another another example of trying to do too much. That's the big play unfolds. You can't create it, and Sidaris is trying to do exactly that. What about this defence? Absolutely magnificent. It doesn't get any better. Ball thrown out the back, fingertip control from Hill, but Aikens all over him, and then David Hall burrows down. He can't get through either. Magnificent to watch.
Craig Tevan is getting ready to come on and take the place of Trevor Gilmeister. I don't know that the crowd is aware of what Trevor Gilmeister has done here tonight. The mere fact that he's there in hospital overnight on a drip for a knee infection, and he's been able to last three quarters of the game. I mean, that rates alongside of the gutsiest rugby league performances of all time as Lamb is tackled now on the 40-metre line.
He's got a couple of teammates out there with him, Ray, particularly Billy Moore. He had that bad rib injury, and now he's got a leg, his right leg strapped. He came back after the half-time break.
Here's Brasher again with another run. He answered the kick through from O'Davis. These fullbacks, they've been peppering each other all night. I know it sounds crazy, they're the furthest away from each other, but as one does something, the other replies. Incredible efforts by both of them. Menzies is tackled on the 20-metre line now. 18-16 the Maroons. We've got about 14 minutes of the match remaining as Carroll comes up on the wide side, the wide blind side, and he's put down 12 metres out from the Maroons line. There they are as they come to the right, through Tuvey and then through Johns. Fittler is there, short ball in for Menzies, one-hander away, dived on by Terry Hill. The New South Welshmen are saying it was touched in flight. Manson then agrees. Now it's with Johns. Now it's gone over for Fairley. Fairley is tackled 10 metres out, centre of the ground. Sidaris. They keep going on the left with this wrap, and Johns uses Barnhill. Barnhill is held, though, by Mark Coyne, his St George teammate, and Wayne Bartram. So three Dragons all there. Sidaris for Johns, and then Tuvey, and now Fittler. Two to choose from. Takes Terry Hill, but wherever Hill is, there's plenty of defence men. So it seems. Away from Fittler. Now it's with McGregor. He flicks it out for Tuvey. Tuvey, menacingly, looking at the try line. He goes down. There's the line. Two in front of him. Gets up. Plays it away. Sidaris for Fittler. Fittler's pass has gone into touch. So Queensland's defence again holds tight.
And Queensland's defence frustrates the New South Wales attack. Brad Fittler calling for it, looking for the flat pass out wide. Brasher again was expecting the kick to go through, and that probably should have been the play. Just back to Trevor Gilmeister. Psychologically, it was such a big boost for Queensland that he did play. Apart from his on-field performance, just the fact he was out there, it would have been a big downer to lose him so close to the game. Queensland have responded accordingly.
Adrian Lamb now. Still Jason Smith. Out of the game as Bartram works it back and Singh gives it on, and then it's pushed along by Tevan. They go out to where the numbers are. In fact, they had a mile of personnel on the right. 5 tackles gone for the Queenslanders as Lamb shapes to kick and does that. Dallas is flying down the touchline, but it beats him into touch with Rod Wishart shadowing it every inch of the way. Some blood from just a little gash there above the left eye of Adrian Lamb.
The little fella's had a big night, doing plenty of work. A nicely placed kick. A couple of Blues players warming up. Greg Florimo and Matt Sears waiting for their chance.
And they're the tactics now for Queensland as we go into the last quarter of this game to kick for touch. It's a very good ground to kick for touch on because it does slope away down towards the try line. I'm sure that's what I'll try and eat up the clock in front on the scoreboard. They don't want the ball in play that often.
So Tuvey is tackled back on his own 20-metre line. This match being played in front of a live audience of 40,189. That is capacity. And it falls short by about 500 of the crowd here for Game 3 in 1994. So these people in Queensland, though many of their heroes aren't out there, they're here dealing with this new breed of hero.
He's lost the ball here under pressure from Gary Larson. As you pointed out a couple of times today, Ray, Terry Hill, every time the football is in his hands, he's confronted by 3 and 4 maroon jerseys. That time, the last little effort there from Gary Larson forced the ball out. Again, a hint of a hand in there, but goes Queensland's way. A scrum feed 45 out and good options either side.
18-16. Adjusting that time, I said earlier 14 to go. That was way out. As the ball was raked out, I thought it would bring a penalty, and it does. 19 minutes to go. 2 points the difference. Queensland over the Blues.
And the ball, if it's lost in a tackle, doesn't come out at speed and loop up in the air like that. Bit of a giveaway. They are kicking for goal here, so looking to extend their lead by a further 2 to put them a try clear. Difficult kick here for Wayne Bartram.
Plenty of changes, Steve. The big men slowly but surely feeling the strain of State of Origin pace.
Yeah, Jason Smith won't be back on with a hamstring injury, and I doubt if we'll see their captain, a gallant effort from Trevor Gilmeister.
Just 2 points the margin in favour of Queensland. Every time one gets to the lead, the other strikes back. And oftentimes it's been the ability of the other to capitalise on the mistake.
Well, there was a breeze against Wayne Bartram in the first half when he had a shot at goal or a couple of shots. Not so now. There is the flags are dead still on the posts.
Still think he'll struggle to put it dead, Gary. He really needs to kick it.
Bartram is 30 metres out. 9 metres in from touch. It's coming around and falling short. And he's called it back. The crowd went up. The crowd went up. They thought it was a try.
Oh, Craig Tevan nearly grabbed the ball. They've missed a couple of kicks in this game, but they've hit the post. Paul Vaughton can't believe it. Have a look how close Craig Tevan goes to scoring here in the 17 jersey.
Oh, it just sat up too high for Tevan. Yeah, correct ruling there for Manson, but gee, that was an opportunity. I'm begging for the Maroons.
Maybe Fatty's got them aiming at the post.
McGregor makes a half break, and they try to capitalise on it with Tim Brasher. Brasher playing it back for Sidaris to give off, for Carroll to go ahead, and some buffeting in there as the defence jolts the big man. Now away for Fittler. Fittler on, and this is David Hall. In fact, it's Matthew Johns, almost on the halfway line. Played, and it's Hill who gives it for Barnhill. Barnhill crosses the halfway mark. 5 tackles gone. As it comes away for the captain, and Brad puts the ball down low inside the 20-metre line. They go back for it with Ben Eichen, and Ben is put down by David Hall on his own 20-metre line. The youngster from the Gold Coast, and now Lamb is tackled by the front marker, Terry Hill. The crowd reckon that he was offside. O'Davis now, 23 metres out from the Queensland line. Over and through Coyne and wide for Billy Moore. And Tuvey makes that tackle effectively. 17 is Tevan. Larson, little dummy inside for Mark Home, but there was no way Gary Larson was going to be tempted to squeeze the pass. Lamb keeps it low. It'll bounce up favourably, one would think, but it actually goes back the other way, so we can put the hex on him still.
He's got a knock on there from David Hall.
Just the tiniest of knock-ons, and a scrum will go down, giving Queensland further impetus.
We'll see that again, whether it's a knock-on or a knock-back. A foot there. I thought it went backwards, maybe off a Maroon player's foot. And he just raked it back into him.
South Wales making further changes. Let's go down to Steve Roach.
Yeah, big change here. Jim Sidaris, the hooker, who's made a fair few mistakes in this game, has gone off, and Matthew Johns gone into hooker, and also Fittler gone to 5'8".
All right, thank you, Stephen, as O'Davis is tackled 41 metres out from the New South Wales line. This is Billy Moore looking for support on the outside.
And that, of course, sees Greg Florimo come into the game. He's in the lock-forward position as Adrian Lamb throws the wide pass to Mark Coyne, who's at 5'8". Singh comes up with the mistake. There's going to be a lot of emphasis on the Queensland outside backs to get in and take some pressure off their forwards, especially down at their own end of the field. It's up to the likes of Robbie O'Davis, Adrian Lamb, Matt Singh to get into dummy half and try and pick up some yards. By the time they've come up with a mistake between them, New South Wales win the scrum.
Tuvey using Terry Hill, playing closer to the ball on that occasion. And maybe that's an option for Terry Hill. It's Florimo now. comes to the halfway line. We saw him come on fresh in many of the Kangaroo matches, and when he did, he was able to do the job that he was sent into the game to do, the game breaker. Barnhill now, 35 out from the line.
I don't think that's a problem for New South Wales, is their first 3 and 4 hit-ups without any support, and they do telegraph. Like, you had to know that they were going to go to the back line on this play.
Here's McGregor now.
And Queensland were able to get plenty of troops there. I just think it's too much one-out stuff. Here's David Fairley again, only Jeff Tuvey there. So really not putting a lot of pressure on the defence of Queensland.
So Fairley it is with no markers. He plays it back and it comes away for Fittler. Fittler keeps it low, drives it into the corner. O'Davis, with consummate ease and plenty of time, is put away. 15 out from his own line. And Lamb gives it for Eichen, and Eichen is tackled right on the 20-metre line. 18-16, 66 minutes gone. Terry Cook now put down under Fairley and Barnhill. 40,189 as Hone delivers it on the inside, and that is Billy Moore who plays it now. They are just outside the 30-metre line. They come wide now. They look inside through Mark Coyne, and the ball comes loose. Menzies tries to pick it up, but Adrian Lamb was hungrier. And it'll be a scrum. New South Wales will have the feed.
Second time in a row, Mark Coyne's come up with the error for the Queensland team. Here he's trying to push a pass once again. Well, he couldn't control it. There was a hand, a New South Wales hand on that. And that's why he complained to the ref.
The Blues then winning the scrum. And off the wing from the blind side is David Hall. He's playing at 30 metres out. Florimo's pass was high. Tuvey raked it in, then Fittler, and now Brasher. Fittler and Brasher, they seem to delight in working off one another. It's Tuvey, a dummy half, and taking it ahead is David Fairley. Fairley pulled down by his North Sydney teammate Larson. Teven hanging on over the top. Tuvey appeals for the penalty as it comes across now. Matthew Johns turns it in for Greg Florimo, and Florimo 11 metres out in the centre of the ground will play the ball back to Matthew Johns. They go to the left for Fittler to turn it in. Barnhill gets it away. Johns on for Florimo. Florimo looking to unload, but then opting not to as he goes down into the tackle of Moore. 5 gone. Johns a dummy half. They go to the alternative kicker, and Fittler rolls it into the end goal, and Dallas is there to get it back and get it back into the field of play.
Big play there from Brett Dallas. Stopping the line dropout, giving the New South Wales side another set of 6. Fittler knew that that's what the side needed. More possession down here, but Dallas denies them. And now Queensland again with Mark Hone picking up some good metres here, take it outside the 20-metre mark. Under 12 minutes to go in this final game.
Plenty of good workers here for Queensland. I've just got to mention Gary Larson, 43 tackles, and here he is, he's jogging to try to get a hit up, and now he's going to chase downfield for the kick. Larson just has not stopped moving all night, and a great work rate for his team.
Wishart bringing the Adrian Lamb kick back just inside the 40-metre line. 2 points the difference. 11 and a half minutes remaining. 18-16, Queensland tries a level. Just that 2 points that Rod Wishart couldn't get for the Blues, the difference. 45 out from the Queensland line, and it's Fittler again probing, stepping, he's through the gap. Menzies on his outside. There's Terry Hill. Hill trying to shrug away from the tackle. 10 metres out from the line. Terry Hill struggling to play it quickly. Johns a long ball. Tuvey, then he turns it inside. This is David Barnhill, and Barnhill is tackled. 7 metres out, tackle number 5. Tuvey comes away to Matthew Johns. He rolls it into the end goal, and it's Queensland again getting back into the field of play with Matt Singh.
A high tackle there on Matt Singh, and Gary Larson straight away calls to the bench. Mark Carroll, the culprit on that occasion. Matt Sears is on, the final player to come into the game, on for David Hall. And Carroll trying to G his teammates up. It was a bad chase again on the last, and Singh hit high there from Carroll. Like it got him up around the ball area. The referee was in pretty good position. Nothing wrong with that tackle at all.
I think that tackle was fine, really. Mark Carroll unlucky there. He got him just above the ball, but certainly not above the shoulders.
There seems to be some concern with Matt Singh's jaw, or cheekbone area. But looking at the replay, it certainly didn't look to be that high up. As Queensland take the penalty, and the tap will follow just beyond their 30-metre line. 9 3/4 minutes to go. Is this Queensland side going to be the fourth in history to make a clean sweep of Origin football? The side that, apart from their loyal Queensland supporters, nobody thought could win a game. They're looking down the barrel of 3 out of 3. Now, Billy Moore with the big dummy and the step. The ball goes to ground. Menzies is with it now for New South Wales.
Moore has stayed down after that tackle. He definitely hasn't been 100% in this game, and New South Wales go wide. They know there's a bit of a weakness with a player down as Hill. Can't beat the tackle. Again, good defence from Matt Singh out wide.
Inside from Brasher. McGregor is over the halfway line, and he's put down. Again, Matt Singh makes the tackle. Carroll comes off. Harrigan goes back into the battle, and it's Barnhill. Barnhill 38 metres out from the Queensland line. Playing it back for Matthew Johns. Harrigan's immediately there, and Harrigan, he makes a further 8 metres on the 5th tackle, and now Johns, a dummy half, looks for Fittler. Fittler runs to the line, puts the kick in. I thought Brasher was in front of the kicker. It's with Robbie O'Davis, and O'Davis gets it back into the field of play. 3 times New South Wales have done it in the last 5 minutes, and 3 times the Maroons have got it back.
And little things like that in a game of rugby league are just so important. Tremendous work here from Robbie O'Davis. A little change of pace here. Sees that the chase led by Brasher is pretty close and just gets in under the tackle of Hill.
This is Teven now. About 12 metres out from his own line. Queensland hanging on. 18-16. 7 3/4 minutes left in the game. 7 3/4 minutes left in the series, which they've already won, but nothing will delight them more than to win this match in front of their own crowd. As Adrian Lamb goes high, Matt Sears, the bounce is all right, and then Adrian Lamb, inspired, comes down the ground and makes the tackle. They go wide immediately, although Wishart turns back, and he goes through the centre, almost reaching the 40-metre line. Played back for Johns, and Johns does the stepping. There's yards to be made up the centre as the markers struggle to block the middle up. Florimo uses Harrigan. Harrigan met by Larson, who now makes his 48th tackle in the game.
And as in Melbourne, Brad Fittler is the key to New South Wales as Barnhill takes it 32 metres out. Sears has gone to fullback, Brasher out onto the right wing. But Fittler is the man that can get them home here in the last minutes. Great ball there. Oh, couldn't take the pass, Brasher, again under tremendous pressure from Matt Singh.
So Queensland 25 out from their own line. Again, able to answer the New South Wales challenge. O'Davis is tackled now. This is Teven offloading for Hone. Harrigan came out of the line and made the tackle.
David Manson has been very lenient on the 10 metres tonight. Certainly the crowd, they're yelling out that the Blues are offside early in that tackle count. I think he can really start now. Both sides have had it pretty easy in that department.
That's Cook now taking it up the middle of the ruck and offloading. And Ray, we talked about the influence of the crowd as Adrian Lamb makes a good burst again. This is where a side can be lifted. We've got 5.5 minutes to go. They're just hanging on, Queensland. They need some support to lift them.
Danny Moore, tackled and not held, tried to do it again. 35 out from the line, the last tackle. O'Davis puts the kick in, high and across the ground, and Brasher is there to be smothered by Matt Singh, and then they force him back, but he's in the field of play. Well, this Matt Singh, I've described him as a pocket-sized Steve Renouf, but I'll tell you what, he is just so strong. His defence in this series has been remarkable. Matt Singh from Penrith. Infield pass from McGregor. Larson brings up tackle number 49 for himself. Will he make the half century? Of course he'll make the half century. Now, Harrigan. They're desperate. They've got to unload. Florimo is tackled.
Nice.
40 metres out from his own line.
Had Tuvey on the fly on the outside as Harrigan again up the middle here. They've got to string together some passes. That's the last, and again Fittler puts the hand up too wide to get the ball to him.
Fittler with a long pass. It was a great pass. The chip and chase, and that was great stuff by Ben Ikin. He went right up above the pack. Typical Origin stuff. And here he is, a dummy half now.
How good is this kid going to be? There was doubt about him coming into State of Origin football so young, but he'll look back on his involvement here and just realise how it'll round out him as a footballer in a couple of years. And this kind of pressure. Good run here from Bartram, gets the pass away. Dallas picks it up off his bootlaces, and that's the last.
Bartram unable to regain his feet. He's cramped as Lamb goes high again. More work for Matt Sears. Coy, he's made a mistake. Ikin, he'll score. The youngster, he goes in to score. His first Origin try. What a magic moment for Queensland, for Paul Thornton, and for Ben Ikin.
Well, what a way to do it, your first Origin try. Ben Ikin, he's cleaned up the dregs of a spilled bomb by Matt Sears. There it goes up from Lamb. Sears just couldn't manage to hold it. He tried to get away from Mark Coyne before he had the ball in his hands. Ikin races away. Well, they kick the goal now and it's all over.
He's one of the safest fullbacks in the competition, Matt Sears, but that's the pressure of State of Origin. It was looking like he was sitting down, trying to retreat from the oncoming chasers, led by Ben Ikin. And the ball came out. So fantastic stuff here from Queensland, and it all goes down to the other end of the field where they were able to turn New South Wales away, stop them from getting line dropouts by getting back in the field to play on the kicks. And Billy Moore down, limping back onto the field. Mark Hone's got a pretty bad cut around the eye. Young Ben Ikin, what a memory to have at such a young age.
Mark Hone, blood gushing out of that right eye wound, but they won't be feeling any pain now. That has sealed it. That has given them the clean sweep, something that they came here tonight dreaming about, believing they could do it. Look at them, they're dancing there. The front rower and the coach, not a pretty sight either of them together, but I can't believe it. Now they convert, and another smile comes on his face. Well, why wouldn't he be happy? 24 points to 16. They are dancing in the stands here. Just under 3 minutes to go. Queensland have won the series in a clean sweep. And they said they couldn't do it.
What a series it's been. When you have a look at it, it could have been 1-1 coming here as Tuvey really gets through. I think there was only 2 points between them in Melbourne. Forget the Brett Dallas try at the end. 2 points between them in the first game. It looked like there might be 2 separating them in the third as well, but all going Queensland's way. And it's just been their desperation on their own line that has been the difference between winning and losing a series. Who would have ever thought they could have clean swept this one with 12 internationals up against them?
Florimo gets it back. Good support play from the Blues. They were all moving in that set of in that tackle. Now it's away for Johns. He turns it back for Sidaris. Back on the park is Sidaris, but he runs into Danny Moore's shoulder, throws the pass willy-nilly, and dived on there by Matthew Sears.
Well, Gary Larson, I think he's one of the players with all his teammates. They just keep going forward. He's hit the 50 with his tackle count. That's phenomenal at this pace of a game.
You could just about declare, couldn't you, after 50?
The Blues beaten but not humbled. Fittler loses it in desperation or frustration. And one of the real heroes of the series, Billy Moore, plays it now. Away comes Wayne Bartram, who must be looking very much with more confidence at the number 9 jumper, the green and gold jumper.
Well, if the selectors are fair dinkum, he's there, Ray. He's outplayed Jim Sidaris in 3 matches in a row. There's only one club fixture left, one round of club fixture in the second half before the side is chosen next week.
The siren is coming, and it's all over. Queensland have won it. Queensland have made a clean sweep. The fourth team only in Origin history to clean sweep it. 24-16. And fairy tales do come true. Look at them. Almost as though they knew they were going to be doing this. They've assembled on the 30-metre line, the camaraderie oozing through. Paul Thornton, I think he was written about, and there he is, by Ian Heads in Sydney as being the coach, the fun coach, the coach that brought some fun back into the game. And they have had a fairly big lashing of that in the 3 weeks they've been together.